Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the greatest clones of one of the greatest fragrances ever made, Aventus. Aventus is undoubtedly one of the most sort of liked and well-made and appreciated and loved fragrances in the men's game. Probably it wouldn't be amiss to say it's one of the greatest fragrances ever made. It may not be the most artistic, but it is one of the most appreciated, loved all across the globe. It is a phenomenon. And today I'm going to answer a vital question: whether this fragrance, Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Man, is one of the greatest clones of Aventus. So, and I couldn't have timed this video better because I've had this in my collection. This came out in 2015. I do not know who the perfumer is, like most of the Middle Eastern houses and their fragrances. And I got this in 2015. So it's almost coming up to 10 years. And 10 years is a good length of time to experience a fragrance and get ready with a review. So, jokes apart, there's recently been a new Aventus clone which has come out. I think it's a Aventus Absolute clone, and it's called Armaf Supremacy Collector's Edition. So that's doing the rounds. 20 people have reviewed it. The moment such a thing happens, within a fragrance coming out in about 1 week or 2 weeks, when such a thing happens, I become very, very suspicious, because either somebody's trying to hype this fragrance, or plenty of free bottles are being delivered and people are just reviewing it. Those are two things, two possibilities. And I don't like to wear hyped fragrances. I want to wear fragrances which are genuinely good and based on their merit. So when I saw those reviews, I thought to myself, I should be reviewing this because I consider this to be one of the most authentic and real copies, if you like, or inspired expression of Aventus. So let's do it. I love this smell, but I don't like the opening. I like CDNIM, Club de Nuit Intense Man, but I do not like the opening. So I've got a dry down here, which is about 5.5, 6 hours dry down. But I just wanted to spray it in the air, and just because it has a very nice sort of aura, if you like. It sprays in the air and just keeps coming back, and it's very nice. But before I get into the review, let's talk about the fragrance and the line. So this fragrance is what made Armaf famous. Back in 2015, when I heard about it, I had never heard of the house called Armaf. And then suddenly this house became so omnipresent. Everybody was talking about Armaf. Different fragrances, just like nowadays people talk about Latafa and Paris Corner and this, that, Alhambra. Exactly like that. Armaf became a household name in 2015, and this fragrance played the most crucial part in making Armaf a household name. So Club de Nuit Intense Man is an EDT, and there is another one which is called Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum. I got this in 2018. There is another one called Club de Nuit Intense Man Parfum, I believe. There is another one called Limited Edition. And the last one which came out recently is called Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Precieux, something like that. And that one is obscenely priced. I'll never pay £100 for 55 ml or excess of £100 for 55 ml for a clone, and that to Armaf. It's not happening. So that is ridiculously priced. It's overhyped. It's absolutely obscenely priced. I'll never pay that money. I don't care. So, Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the first one. It came out, and when you spray it, I know this fragrance at the back of my hand. It's one of my most appreciated fragrances. I've used up about this much here in 10 years. I know this like the back of my hand. And this tries to replicate the Armaf of the Aventus of the old. When Aventus came out, it had a very prominent smoky leather and smoky woods as well. And this is trying to do that. The new versions of Aventus have lost that leather, have lost that smokiness. So when you first spray it, all you get is a very, very sharp lemon, very industrial smell, very sharp, very harsh. I don't like the smell. This smell is very, it's not perfume-like. It's like some sort of a cleaning compound, very lemony. And this is made in France version, by the way. So there are two versions. People talk about that a lot. So this is made in France. There's a made in UAE version. I do not know how that smells. This lemony cleaning solution smell is very harsh. I do not like it. But in about half an hour to 1 hour, it settles on your skin and the fragrance starts to give you that main core smell. The core smell of the fragrance is a smoked pineapple. Imagine in your mind pineapple, fresh, juicy pineapple, but smoked, right? And that smoked pineapple is sort of encased in a milky lemon. Milky. Sort of add lactonic tones to the smell of lemon. Now this smell. Well, now it's smelling nice. But when you first spray it, it's just, I'll spray it and try it again. I don't like that smell. It has this very harsh smell. It's not bad. Ooh, dear God. I didn't need to. So, milky lemon. Let it settle. Milky lemon. And in that lemon is this hiding a fruity smell of blackcurrant, green apple. Blackcurrant is more prominent. And that blackcurrant is sort of joined very quickly with a smell of leather. Like a lot of ambroxan, like a leather jacket, okay? And that is the core smell of the fragrance. And then you also have this resinous, thick smell of ambroxan and patchouli. And that's the core DNA, if you like, of Club de Nuit Intense Man. When the fragrance dries down in about, let's say, another 1 hour, you get this smell of resinous ambroxan with musk and patchouli, along with that smoky pineapple and lemon and leather. And it's a very, very nice smell. It's a very nice smell. That's dried out scent after about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. It smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I just can't get enough of it. Whenever I spray this fragrance, I just want to keep spraying it, especially after the first 15 minutes or so. The first 15 minutes, I don't like it, but I know what's going to come next. So I keep spraying it because it just smells amazing. And that's the fragrance DNA. So the fruity, lemony bits combined with leather, smokiness of leather, of woods, ambroxan, thick ambroxan, clean musk, and sort of woody dryness with patchouli, if that makes sense. And that's in essence what the smell of Aventus is. And that's beautiful. I really like it when it dries out. So upsides and downsides. This fragrance now costs about 25. When I got this, it was 39 for 105 ml. It's very strange. It comes in a 105 ml bottle. So it's even cheaper now. And it's trying to replicate a 250 pound fragrance. 250 for 29 pounds, 25 pounds. It's incredible in ambition. And it does it so well. If you forgive the first 1 hour or so, the dry down of this fragrance is so remarkably reminiscent. You think about Aventus when you wear this. If you do a comparison, we'll come to that later on. So that's the first upside. The ambition of this fragrance and how it meets is remarkable. The value for money is amazing, you know. And the third one is the compliment factor. So what I do is when I get a lot of attention when I wear this fragrance. This is probably the second most complimented fragrance in my collection, in my memory, in my living memory, apart from Bleu de Chanel EDT. That's my most complimented. I get huge amounts of compliments, used to, I sold it. And number two is this. And what I do is this. You know, I just completely drowse myself into it. Let people smell me. That sort of thing. When I want to get compliments, you know, 5 or 6 sprays on my shirt, few on my hand, couple on my hair, smell me, you know, and it does project a lot. and you smell amazing. I really love it when I spray it like this. I enjoy the smell DNA a lot. So, compliment factor is incredible. Absolutely massive, off the charts compliment factor. Downside: that initial smell is so harsh that people get put off by it. I was going to use another word. They get put off by it. It really upsets people, and it upsets me as well. That's going down a bit now. So initially when you smell it, it really puts you off because it's so incredibly harsh and synthetic and chemical compound like, rather than a fragrance. But you just give 1 hour, 1.5 hours, let things settle down a bit, and after experience, after a few years, you will know that it will settle down and it smells incredibly nice. So that's the downside. The initial opening can be a real put off to some people. Number 2, this is a victim of its own success. So it's been around for such a long time that people have formed opinions. Some absolutely don't like it, some like it, some are in the middle path. Because there's so many clones, right? There's this clone by, I don't know, there are many clones of this. I mean, every house has done a clone now. Montblanc have done a clone as well, Explorer. So everybody has their own favorites. So they will, normally this is so popular that they will sort of diss this one because it's been around for such a long time. Don't go by opinions on Fragrantica. Go and test it yourself. If you do not like it, you can always sell this on, and it will always sell because it's such a popular fragrance. But it's done so well that you should give it its own chance rather than forming an opinion by reading somewhere. I can only speak from my experience. For me, this is an incredibly good clone of Aventus. It gets you close to Aventus, but not in quality, in smell DNA. Important thing to remember. So let's talk about the other things, performance. On my skin, this lasts anywhere between 5 hours and 8 hours, right? If I want this to last longer, if I want this to project a bit longer, I'll spray it on my shirt. As I said, I put 5 or 6 sprays on my shirt. I do not miss, CD and IM all day. I always smell this. So that's the longevity bit. It leaves a tremendous trail and it has a fantastic projection. It's an EDT. It really disperses off, and it has another quality, the boomerang quality. It keeps coming back. If you put it on your shirt, if you drop it on your table, on your carpets, wherever, you sit there and suddenly you think after 5 or 6 hours this is gone. It comes back suddenly, and you think, wow, this is CD and IM. That's the quality of this fragrance. Keeps coming back. Put it on your shirt. You're going on a night out, it'll keep coming back, or to office, or to wherever. So that's the performance side. Compliment factor of covered, undisputed. You will get compliments from all age groups. This is the massive head turner for women. I have experienced it firsthand, any age, and I've had many double takes, any age. So it's not even a question. Value for money, tremendous for me, from my standpoint. It's a massive value for money fragrance. Everybody should have this in their collection. Seasons to wear this, any season. This works in summer evenings. It's an evening scent. Aventus is an evening scent. You can wear this to office as well if you like. But mostly an evening scent. Works in summer evenings, spring evenings. Definitely works in autumn, and definitely works in winter. Winter, daytime, not nighttime, because it's too cold and EDT doesn't have the power to carry it through. But if you wear it on your shirt, cover it with a jacket. If a lady comes close to you, she'll smell it. So, all seasons. It's one of the most versatile fragrances. Where do you wear this? Anywhere. Anywhere. I've worn this to work, to parties, to clubbing, to a get-together, to a wedding. Any occasion you can think of, you can throw this and it'll work. It's the most versatile scent DNA. Very recognizable now, but it still works. Age groups, any age group. You can be a 15-year-old kid loving this. You can be a 75-year-old man loving this. Nobody can stop you from wearing one of the nicest fragrances ever made. It's a beautiful fragrance. So final verdict. I've sung its praises. I've told you what I don't like about this and what to be wary of. It's a victim of its own success. How many marks am I going to give it? So this is an Aventus-like fragrance. It doesn't try and attempt to create a replica of Aventus. It's hard to do with the kind of budget and the kind of materials used. And it creates that Aventus-like DNA, that smell, beautifully. It also adds to that smell of Aventus with the smoky, birchy, woody and leather smell. It's a real good inspiration of Aventus. It costs next to nothing for 105 ml. You can wear this anywhere. You can wear this whenever you want a compliment or you want to up your game. It's a tremendous boost gives you a tremendous boost of confidence because you just smell so good. And the most important thing is you do not have to think about this. You can put this on, go, and be sure that you will not smell out of place. So, marks out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a very, very good fragrance. But there are some problems and you have to be mindful of those problems. But bearing in mind the price, what it does, how good it smells, 9 out of 10. Hope you enjoy the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.